Shalom, giving all praise to YAHAWASHI, QADASH. Giving all praise to YAHAWASHI, QADASH. Nawathan Kal Halayam La YAHAWASHI, QADASH. And I'm going to entitle this video, Ron Dalton Jr. is a false prophet, and no one should be watching his videos. Because there was a statement made, it was a sit down between Ron Dalton and, I mean, he knows he's an Israelite, we'll give him credit for that. And he pushed out the narrative of being an Israelite, which in turn, Kyrie Irving saw the video. But Kyrie Irving is confused anyway. He's, I seen one picture. He has an ankh on some jacket, but he's a Hebrew and he's all over the place. He's not a prophet. He's not a prophet either. He's just a man that the Most High used. Also, like I said, he had to sit down with, I was going to say, he had to sit down with Captain Tazariak, and I did a response to it. I let them speak, then I put my 2 cents in. And Captain Tazariak, well, he made 2 statements. The first, I believe the first one was, you should watch this guy's videos, or videos with an S, because he did it. The first one, I believe, came out in 2018. And I believe that's the one that Kyrie Irving witnessed. He went on Amazon. Now, I don't know if that tweet was put up in 2018 or just recently put up. Because if he put it up in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, we're talking about 4 years later, somebody put it in there. I may look for it myself. It's no big deal. Because it went from Ye, formerly Kanye West, and then all of a sudden, it jumps on, the small hats jump on, or the ADL jump on Kyrie Irving, about his tweet, his anti-Sem tweet. And by the way, the word Sem is their word. Anti-Sem is their word. There's no such word as Sem or Sem. Sem. You know what I want to say with the rest of it? The word is Shem. And when you look the word up, the principal definition is if you speak against these people, these particular people. So it's one group of people. They made up their own word. I believe it was a German, whatever, historian, whatever. And they came up with that. So that's their term. That's their term. We, however, are Shemitic, but they're Shemitic too. So there's a reason why they don't refer to themselves as Shemitic, but Semitic. So Captain Tazariak said you should watch his films, read his books or whatever. You got to go back to watch it. Go to one of the video I did. I don't know, 3-4 days ago. I believe it was on a Friday night. And I made a comment. I said, no, you shouldn't be watching this guy's videos because he's all over the place. He's confused. He's not teaching the same doctrine that we here at the One Westers teach. For the most part, we teach about 95% the same thing, but there's a few things that we differ from with the IUIC and the ISUPK. And if you're formerly part of the One West, your response to this guy, it should be the same response that we have, that this guy is a false prophet. The Most High is not dealing with him. He's not a prophet. We don't know if he's an agent because they're not putting him on, why don't you go to the source? If that film is so anti-Semitic, why don't you go to him? Why'd you go to Kyrie, which saw the movie, and just put his opinion up? Because there's supposedly a part in the first film that says that goes into the so-called Holocaust that it never really happened. You know, like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there, but there's people out there that say, you know, German people that say it never happened or it's exaggerated or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I don't know, and I'm not going to become an expert to see what really went on. It's not my job. So what I'm going to do is, anyway, like I said, the first thing Captain Tazariak said, and I didn't say it, forgive me. Well, I did say it. I did say it, to watch his films. That's what Captain Tazariak said. And I said, nope, shouldn't be watching this guy's films. This guy brings confusion. And when you make that statement, you should qualify it. The only people that should watch the films are teachers, if they want to watch the film, are teachers of Israel, are men of Israel that's been in this thing and that they're well studied. So for you to put, Captain Tazariak put out a blanket statement that you Israelites, or however he said it, should watch this guy's videos or read his books or whatever, which is clearly wrong. Because if you got a person that comes into this, they're in this thing 6 months, they're still a novice. They're in this thing for a year, 2 years, they're still a novice. They may watch his videos and then start following him. They might say, well, this guy's more successful than you guys. I'm going to follow him. So that was a irresponsible statement that you made, Captain Tazariak. And then somebody called in. Now the subject matter is on the movie, right? Which deals with Hebrew Israelites, which deals with the small hats, all right? And various topics in the movie. So somebody calls in concerning the 12 tribes. He wanted to get him to talk about the 12 tribes, and Captain Tazariak cut the guy off and said, well, we're not dealing with that subject. But isn't that part of the whole subject? So if you go back to my video, you'll see that I made that statement. If you go back to the video, matter of fact, let me do this. Let me do this here. Okay, so and this is funny because, well, I didn't know I was going to click on this. Ronald Dalton H2N is pushing confusion and madness, chariots, and other topics. And I went on there when I first sort of got the notification. I put a bunch of comments. He's way off. He can't. He don't got it all. He don't got it at all. I did a video going into the Hebrew, in other words, on the subject. I should have made this clearer, because he did a video on the UFOs and the chariots. And if chariots, anytime you see the word chariot in the Bible, it's talking about UFOs. What about the Egyptians? No, we didn't say all that. And when I went into the Hebrew, I went into the actual word for chariot, and it simply means to ride. So you get in your car today, you can call it a chariot, because it's in the Hebrew, it simply means something that you ride on. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to my page. Okay, so I did a video, Ronald Dalton Jr., Sons of Japhet. are not so-called white and other topics. You should watch that if you didn't watch it. This guy, what's his name? I forget his name. He's a small hat, but he basically said that we are the Israelites. Okay, this is another one that I put together. Hebrews and Negroes, Ronald Dalton Jr. did not stem from One West. And I believe I did a third video. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, this is the one. Hebrews and Negroes creator sits down with Captain Tazariak. And this is the video where, which will lead you, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. So you watch this video, and let me see if I actually. Okay, I didn't. But if you actually go to Hebrews to Negroes, creator sits down with Captain Tazariak. You open this up. Let me open this up. This is the full title. Hebrews and Negroes creator sits down with Captain Tazariak on the, what is it? I believe that's hashtag 100 side of Clubhouse. I think that's WAC W100, WAC 100. Because Captain Tazariak works with WAC 100 on his Clubhouse account. Just check the notifications. Okay, this is a video because I watched his video. If you go to his page, he does a video on UFOs. And you can listen to that, and he basically trashes the Israelites that teach it, which are the Israelites of, former One West Israelites. Because GMS, IUIC, ICPK, Pre-Sabak, the HOI, and others, LOI, we all teach that UFOs, we use the word UFOs, chariots of the Most High, chariots of Israel coming to deliver us. So he's saying that we're a bunch of, anybody that's teaching that is foolish. So let me let you listen. This is, by the way, I remember this young guy, he's down with the NOI, Nation of Islam, and he did a video. He was going, I believe he was going against the ISUPK, but he didn't know the name because I guess General Yohanan said something negative about Farrakhan, so he called us out getting back at this was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe more. And he called us out getting back at the ISUPK, but he wasn't sure of the particular group of Israelites. But then we came in there, and then he said, nah, he said the real problem is the GMS, because all of us lined up to put videos up cutting this young dude. But so we're back here again. All you former One Westers, all you should do, and I don't know, maybe you did, but all of y'all should be lining up to get on this guy, because he has no business teaching. He brings confusion. He brings utter confusion. Like I said, Captain Tazariak, two things that he said that I went into. He said we should watch the this guy's videos, and when a guy called in about the 12 tribes, Captain Zarek said, we're not dealing with that subject, but Ron Dalton spoke about it anyway. And the reason why they didn't get into it, because he teaches he doesn't teach that the Northern Kingdom are the people that we say they are, the Latinos and the Indians. He's saying that they're not Israelites, that all the Israelites in Africa, and he also says that the Israel itself, the land, is inside of the continent of Africa, not where Palestine is today. So you watch this video and you're a novice in this thing, you're going to get confused. And there's a lot of confusion out there. So let me let you listen to some of this, and then this avatar is for the elder Manatazakba out of South Kakalaki. So let me just, I hope you can hear it. And basically, he calls us a bunch of fools. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. That's a foolish statement that you made. UFOs, are you guys crazy? This, that, and the third. So that's why I said all you Israelites should line up and get on his ass. Like I said, the only positive thing about this guy is he put put this thing forward so everybody's talking about Hebrew Israelism. Hebrew Israelism, which is vocab's term. But another thing, I watched the monologue of Dave Chappelle, and he didn't say anything anti-Semitic, but they jumped on him. That was anti-Semitic. He was telling jokes based upon this whole thing with Yee and Kyrie and the ADL. He just made some jokes on it, but they call it anti-Semitic. Mother could grow a damn, some tough skin, So I watched the whole monologue. He didn't say nothing anti. Oh, and another thing, you had small hats write in, went to Twitter or whatever platforms, and they said, these are small hats, regular everyday small hats. You know what I mean by small hats? And they said he didn't say anything anti-Sem. He said, matter of fact, he was very funny. It was very tasteful and very funny. Very funny. He has that intellectual comedy. He doesn't do that slapstick comedy. He's very, when he does his comedy, you think about it. And he put, hey, that was a classic. That's a classic monologue right there. Trust me, that's a classic monologue. He was smooth with it, as we say. So let me let you listen to, I don't know, a minute or so, and I may let you hear some of what the elder is going to say. But let's see. But I want to go into, I'll make it easy for myself. I looked up the word mystery. I went to Colossians 1 verse 26. Really, I started from the 19th verse, and then I clicked on the word mystery. And in order for you to be a prophet, the Most High has to open you up to the mysteries. When you go into the prophetic parts of these scriptures, forgive me for my rant, my long drawn out rant. When you go into these prophetic parts of the scriptures, your eyes are supposed to be open. You're supposed to know all. If I say, what does Ezekiel 37 mean? You're supposed to know what it means. He breaks it down completely wrong. He thinks some Israelites are just going to come out of the dust and turn the Israelites as an army. And we, the Israelites that are currently alive, going to watch it. Oh, there they go. He's clueless. He doesn't understand. If he had a debate with us, any of the GMS on the subject of UFO, he would get stomped spiritually. Watch his video. Watch his video. So let's hear this.
Israelite doctrines or teachings, such as the chariots of God. Part one of breaking down and debunking these false end-time centered Israelite doctrines or teachings.
He's talking about all the One West camps, talking about GMS, whether he knows about us, IUIC, ISUPK, HOI, LOI, and all, and there's many others. Sakari's the One West.
Such as the chariots of God, aka the UFOs, are going to come and get us.
So you see here that the biblical chariot, which also requires a horse, has been changed to UFOs, ships, and a UFO ship pilot by Israelite teachers. No, we never said that. We didn't say that. Anytime you come across the word chariot in the Bible, it's talking about UFOs. What Ezekiel saw in Ezekiel chapter 1, starting from the 4th verse, he saw the chariots. And was it 2 Kings, what is that, 2 Kings 12? I haven't been to it in a while. But it's in 2 Kings, which goes into, somebody put it in the comment section, where it goes into Elijah. And he said, Elijah and Elisha, and they beheld a chariot of fire and horses of fire thereof. And it took Elijah up, and Elisha, which I believe that's High Priest Ariah, he said the chariots, he said that he made a statement, the chariots of Israel. Look at the word chariot up. It's the same word all throughout the scriptures when you come across the word chariot. So obviously it's not talking about a horse and buggy in heaven. Like I said, when you go to the word, in the Hebrew, the word means something that you ride on, to ride. You ride in a car, you ride on the bike, you ride in a plane. Give me a second. So let's listen.
Black people. And I see Israelites that are posting videos about UFOs and spaceships coming to get the Israelites, the black people.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. The Most High is going to use the chariots of Israel, as Elisha said, the chariots of Israel and the horses thereof. That's how we're going to be delivered. That's that great escape. That's a fulfillment of Revelation 11 chapter, and I believe it's 11 verse. I'm not going to go to it. The Lord said he would take it. It was said that he was taken up in the cloud, and the same way he went up, the same way he's coming back. Matthew 24, he's coming back with the angels. So how are they coming? They're coming in these chariots, these riders, to take us up. So he doesn't understand. I don't know if he's familiar with the Apocrypha, or he reads from the Apocrypha. I say Apocrypha, where it speaks. Well, it's right here. The chariots of God, 2nd Ezra chapter 13, 3 to 11, Ezekiel chapter 1, 4 to 21, Zechariah chapter 5, 1 to 4, Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15, and I can give you 20 more precepts on that. Oh, Acts chapter 1, 9 to 10, Exodus chapter 13, verse 21 and 22. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16 to 17. You can read those precepts for you newer brothers and sisters. Esau keeps seeing a lot of these unexplained things in the sky that look in various shapes. Those are the angels. They're surveying the land. They're spying out the land. Like the 12 spies, you had Caleb and Joshua. They said we can take this place. The rest of them, the 10 other spies said, "Nah, man, they too, I don't think we can take them." So the angels are coming down to spy out the land and to really terrorize Esau. Jeremiah 10, the heathen are dismayed by them.
It's really disheartening and sad to see that we have equated the Hebrew word for chariots and horses to UFO ships. So, in ancient Egypt, as the horses
Yeah, it was second Kings chapter 2. I don't know why I said chapter 12. 2 Kings chapter 2. Actually, I'll go to 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 12, but you can start at 11.
In ancient Egypt, as the horses were the ones that pulled the chariots.
Yeah, and like I said, the word, matter of fact, now I got to go into the word. That's why you got to know the Hebrew. Let's go into let's put in the word chariot. In slavery, there was a song that goes, "Swing low, sweet chariot. She'll be coming around the mountain." You got to listen to the original song, "She'll be coming around the mountain." And I was talking about UFOs coming to deliver Israel. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. The chariots are flying chariots, which are classified as UFOs and UAPs. So let me take the word chariot. Letters are so small you can hardly read them. And you have to have some understanding of Hebrew. You don't have to speak fluent Hebrew. Just like you read a $10 word, you're not sure what the word is. You go to a dictionary, right? You go to Etymon online. So this word right here is Marakabha. Marakab. It just simply, the word is simply chariot. So now let's go to the rooted word. Marakab. Chariot, place to ride. Anything that you ride on a bike, you ride in a car, you ride on a motorcycle. You ride in a plane. The angels ride in these ships. Riding seat, chariot seat, saddle. Place to ride. And the ma means like of or from or pertaining to. This is the actual word. Rakab. See, a primitive root. So marakab comes from the root, the primitive root, rakab. Rakab simply means ride, and marakab like means to ride or from ride or pertaining to ride. Something to have to do with ride. To mount and ride. Ride. To mount. When you get in your car, you're really mounting your car, right? You mounted the horse or you mounted the chariot. You stood up on the chariot, which is a platform. And you have this like thing that protects you from arrows. And then you have that horses in front. So you have to mount it like you mount a horse. You get in your car, but really what you're doing is you're mounting the car. You're mounting a bike, you're mounting a motorcycle, you're mounting a horse. So the modern day horse is what? The car. So you got to get in the car to drive the car, right? So car in the Hebrew would be not marakab, but rakab or marakab, to ride. To mount and sit or ride, to ride, you ride your car. You tell somebody, hey, you want to go for let's go for a ride. What do you ride in? Your chariot, your modern day chariot. Your rakab. Be riding, to cause to ride, cause to mount and ride. If you have a motorcycle, you mount it. If you have a horse, you mount it. If you have a bike, you mount it. If you have a car, you get into it and you sit down. So you're really mounting the thing because you got to sit in position to steer the car, drive the car. To cause to draw, plow. All right, a plow. To cause to ride upon. So when you go to this guy's video, come back to him. When you go to this guy's video, which I should bring it up, because Jacob be, where can I find it? I can't find his video. If you put Hebrews and Negroes, I think that's all you got to put in there, and it'll take you to his page, which is called Moses Levy. That's his Hebrew name, Moses Levy. So this is an ancient Egyptian chariot from a wall release. A modern chariot would be a car. So you heard what he said. He said this is ridiculous, doesn't make any sense. This, that, and the other. It doesn't make any sense if your spiritual eyes are not open, and you clearly are not a prophet of the Most High.
With black people, it's really disheartening and sad to see that we have equated the Hebrew word for chariots and horses to UFO ships.
Look at the definition, marakab, which goes back to the root, primitive root, rakab, which means to ride. When Elisha was picked up in that chariot on high of fire, it was obviously, what would we call it? The modern term would be a UFO, right? But the Most High is not dealing with this guy. What he should do is humble down, and he should really get with GMS. Watch all the videos on GMS. If you got any questions, ask your questions. Because the Most High is not dealing with you on no deep level. I mean, he did use you to bring this to the forefront, and that's it. Whether you're elect or not remains to be seen. but you do not have the truth. You have no, you, if you come to the camp, we're not going to, can I say if you, no, you can't say nothing. What you going to say? Because you're going to bring confusion. So why did he laugh? Because now they're saying that this guy's an agent and he's controlled opposition. Because the small hats are not getting on this guy. And he's the maker of this video, or this series of videos. And as I believe that it's still up on Amazon, they're talking about getting it down. Why, if the small hats are that powerful, why couldn't they call Jeff Bezos and say, look, take that thing down right now, like they did to Ye, Adidas. He said, I'm head of Adidas, and Adidas won't take me down. And guess what? The next day, Adidas took them down, but they lost money. You know how much money? And the designs that Ye made, they're going to still use them same designs, but they're going to change the name to show you how the devil operates. And then you got Jake protesting in the form of boycotting these products.
So, you know, in ancient Egypt, that the horses were the ones that pulled the chariots. There's the Hebrew word for horse and the Hebrew word for chariot. However, when we look at various scriptures, such as Isaiah 66 and Revelation chapter 19, we tend to now think that Christ and his angels, his army, is going to be coming back as, you know, as an armada of.
That's exactly how they're coming back, as an armada. An armada of ships is a lead ship with a bunch of ships behind it. That's called an armada. In space, you watch these different space movies, they call it bunches of fleet of 1,000 ships. They call it an armada because space is like out of water, so to speak, in the water and out of the water. So did not the angels in Acts 1 say that he got pulled up into a cloud, right? It was an actual ship. He said, look, why stand ye up gazing the same way he went up? He's going to come back and deliver us. So he doesn't know. His spiritual eyes are not open. And his spiritual eyes are not open because he's not a prophet of the Lord. Is he an Israelite? Yeah, he's an Israelite. He's going to be one of them Israelites. If he doesn't get this, and like Nicodemus, you must be born again. He can't get this with this knowledge that he has. If he want to follow us, he's going to have to throw all that stuff that he learned in the garbage. He's going to have the spiritual garbage, and he's going to start all over again with us. And we're going to teach him the right way. We're not going to tell you, oh, you should watch his movies. I highly suggest you. No, that's confusion. So Captain Tazariak is way off in making that statement.
Spaceships, not horses, not chariots being pulled by the horses. You know, if that's what the Hebrew word says. No, we just changed the whole meaning and understanding of the word chariot and horses and to equate it to a Star Trek spaceship or the Klingon spaceship. So maybe Christ is going to be inside the spaceship and his angels that's going to be found behind him in the book of Revelation chapter 19. They're also going to be in spaceships riding as an armada.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. See, this is somebody painted this picture right here, but this is give you an idea of what when YAHAWASHI come back, when YAHAWASHI come back with the angels, the lead angel behind YAHAWASHI is Michael, the archangel. That's Revelation 12, Revelation 19. Where else? Isaiah 66. Second Ezra, chapter 13, starting from the first verse. He's going to come in the biggest chariot, and the chariot was so big it looked like a mountain.
To gather the Israelites and to fight for other nations. This is the.
So he's going to gather the Israelites, and we're going to get out of here, and the destruction is going to come. The downfall of Babylon the Great. And this man is talking about, oh, we got to go to Africa because we don't be caught up what's going to happen in America. So he deals with the New Testament. He also knows about the beast system, and we got to go to Ghana or whatever part of Africa so we can get away from the beast system. The beast system is going to be implemented all over the planet Earth. That includes Africa.
So this is the foolishness and craziness that the Israelite community is now in. If you would actually think these things, I mean, to me, it's comical to really think that Israelites today will believe wholeheartedly, grown men, adults, elderly people, they will believe that UFOs are coming back in the end to save black people.
Yah sent us here to only take the black Hebrew Israelites. Let's go. So this dude, basically, he's a clown. He's an amateur, you know? And please don't try to challenge us because you're gonna look like a damn fool. Going back to Captain Tazariak. I don't know about Captain Tazariak, brother. For you to make them two statements, for you to cut the guy off from talking about the 12 tribes, and you highly recommend that he watch the videos. You know, that's why there's different camps out there. GMS has 100%. IUIC, IUCPK, and the rest of them are lacking.
And to destroy the nation. So now we're going to see an intergalactic fight between the nations of Gog and Magog and Meshach and Tubal and Tillamoth and Gomer and Kirk.
Another thing he teaches the sons of Japhet are the so-called white people descended from Japhet. The sons of the so-called white man descended from Esau, the Edomites. He made another statement, an unlearned statement. He said the Amalekites are a mixture of the Horites and the Edomites. There's no scripture on that. They never mixed. The Horites was in the mountain where Mount Seir is today, and they pushed out, the Edomites pushed them out and they took over the mountain. The first people to dwell in Mount Seir were Horites. There's no scripture where it speaks about them intermarrying and mixing and come up with a race called the Amalekites.
Persia and Cook and Cush against a fleet of spaceships. Just think about that. Think about that. Think about these things. People that are showing.
All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahawah, BaHa, YAHAWASHI. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, I don't know exactly what I'm going to call this lesson. All right.
Forgive me for that.
All right, but it's dealing with this guy, Ronald Dalton, who is the author of the Hebrews to Negroes movie and book. Book and movie, I would say it. This is him on the screen. And let me just say from the beginning, I tried to go live on this topic, and YouTube was, I don't know if it was YouTube, but my connection was scrambling right from the beginning. And I believe wholeheartedly that they're trying to protect this dude, okay? Because as we, the spirit is making it more plain now. We can all see and understand why that book and movie was promoted the way that it was and allowed to be out there. Because number one, this dude is soft on the Edomites, okay? He has a doctrine where he says that Esau is not the white man, okay? It's Japhet. So, right away, that's the reason why this whole thing was even allowed to be out there in the forefront. And then on top of that, this whole thing with this black, with this blackness and trying to go back to Africa and do all this, go back to Africa movement. Anyway, I don't want to get too bogged down. I want to go into a lesson dealing with this. He did a video Let's see if we can bring it up here. Just hold on. And the weird thing is, when you go on this video, right, they don't even want to play right. See, YouTube is doing a lot. He did this video a few months back. It was entitled "UFOs Are Not Coming for the Israelites." That's one of the topics. Blacks are not Indians. The land of Canaan is in Africa. Now we're going to deal with UFOs are not coming for the Israelites. That's what we're going to deal with first. And his page is Hebrews and Negroes TV, aka Moses Levi. And I'll tell you what I noticed right off the bat concerning this individual is that he's one of these Israelites, and you got a bunch of them. He's one of these Israelites who believe that the Hebrew, that these people over in the Holy Land, and see, here it is. They stole, they stole your heritage. They're not the people, but then the language is still intact. And it's really ridiculous. It's a really low-level, stupid, base way to, look at the scriptures for one, and at the history of the Israelites in general. And he thinks that all Israelites are just black, and he has this obsession with Africa. And we've seen this before. And this dude, really, most of us brothers haven't watched this stupid movie or his book because we knew it was full of errors. You see? And we knew that this guy was a bug out. This dude is a bug out. Okay, he's got a crazy, mixed up doctrine. Now, I caught wind of this from the elder brother YAHAWAH, because I didn't even know that Ronald Dalton was saying all this. Plus, on top of that, I've been out of town. You travel like that, you kind of lose your bearing. But a lot of brothers are doing lessons on it. Ronald Dalton, Hebrews and Negroes, any Israelites, understanding biblical slang, hip talk. Ronald Dalton, the land of Canaan is not in Africa. So you see many brothers, but the video that I was watching, Ronald Dalton, H2N, which is Hebrews and Negroes, is pushing confusion and madness. And the dude is pushing confusion and madness, as you just heard from the opening. Now he's got a thing, and let's read here. And this is, I'm going to grab the scripture kind of quick here, because the problem that you're seeing is he's making the same mistake that a lot of Israelites make. He's making the scriptures seem as though they're supposed to make sense to everybody. And then he's using things like Hebrew words for this and the Hebrew word for that. Well, a concordance is not going to help you understand the scripture. You just got to know that from the back. We're going to read about that. Now, I want to show you in his, like we said, this guy is set up. We know that to be for certainty down here. Like,
we don't know. He just could be confused. We don't know, but he could be set up as a what is a control opposition. But anyway, you can watch the rest of this Ronald Dalton Bible. Mysteries are, don't deal with the word mystery, or mysteries are not revealed by a concordance, right? You can only get certain information out of concordance, because they're not telling you in the concordance that they're the chariots of the Lord or the UFOs. So let me do this. Like I said, the root word for chariot, marakab, is rakab, which means to ride, something that you ride on. Okay, so let me go here to Colossians 1. I'll start from the 19th verse. For it pleased the Father that in him should be fulfilled fullness dwell, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile. Now the word reconcile, means back to, right? Let's look up this word reconcile. The Heavenly Father turned his back on us. So in bringing us back together, he used his son so we can be reconciled back to the Father, right? So this is not talking about the Gentiles. Reconcile. To reconcile back again. Bring back a former state of harmony. So when when was the Most High in harmony with Esau or the other nations? Never. It says to bring back, a former state of harmony. Who did he bring his former state of harmony back to? The Israelites. So the book of Colossians only applied to the Israelites in Kolos. 20th verse, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile. The Lord became the sacrificial lamb to bring back harmony of the Israelites, who the Most High turned their back on. All things unto himself. By him, I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. And you, that the Israelites that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, breaking the law, yet now hath he reconciled. Reconcile means to bring back into harmony. 22, in the body of his flesh, YAHAWASHI's flesh, through death, because that's why he's also known as a lamb, because he was sacrificed. For who? For the sins of Israel. To present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight. So we're looked at as being perfect because of what the Lord did and being sacrificed. Somebody commits a murder, right? Let's say a man commits a murder. His father doesn't want him to go to get locked up or death penalty. So the father says that he did it. I did it. So they got to let this guy go because this guy confessed, but he was covering his son. Same thing with the Lord. So you Israelites, you Old Testament Israelites, you out of pocket, for real. And y'all don't understand the prophecies anyway. You're completely confused. You're more confused than this guy Ronald Dalton. Ronald Dalton does not have it. He's not a man of the Lord. The Lord didn't come to him in no dream. It says, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled. What does it mean to be grounded and settled? In other words, you just can't come into this thing for a week and all of a sudden you're a bona fide Israelite that have the truth. No, you got to be in this thing for a while, and you gotta eat this roll. You gotta digest this roll. You just can't come into this thing like Fopi. Fopi, they got pretty much they got with HODC. HODC didn't put them guys in order, and now the Fopi guys, they're doing their own thing and they're fading. They fade again. They're not really doing videos. And then when they came back on the scene, before they were in Israel, they would go out on the highways and byways. Then they stopped going out. You didn't see them for a year and change, and they came back with a completely different doctrine. All the Israelites are black. So the Most High is going to destroy them guys. So it says here in the 23rd verse, if you continue in the faith, but grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel. The gospel is a whole book, and not just, pulling up the whole book, but breaking the book down, giving you the understanding. Unlike Ronald Dalton. Ronald Dalton is a Padawan. He's a kid. He's a first grader. He's on a low level. The Japhets, being the so-called white people, are descended from Japhet. That's an old 1970s thing. That's old school. That's what my parents used to teach me. Yeah, they know the white man are Japhets. First time I heard the Esau, I say Edom, combination of Esau and Edom. When I heard it from the One West, I said it made all the sense in the world. Which ye have heard, and which was preached. The word preach means prophesied to every creature. Now, what does it mean by every creature? I mean, it's talking about the Israelites that were created, which is under heaven. Wherefore I, Paul, am made a minister. Who made Paul a minister? Who knocked him off the horse? Or who knocked him off the chariot? Because that was a horse, right? Who now rejoice in my, because Paul didn't have it. Paul had his own doctrine, right? He was going by the Sanhedrin, the scribes and the Pharisees. He was a special agent to persecute the believers of YAHAWASHI. And guess what? He became the top believer. It says, so Ron Dalton should hope that he has a Paul type experience where he gets knocked off a horse. So the Lord had to shake Paul up and then blinded him for, 3 days? Who now rejoice in my sufferings for you and Philip, that which is behind of the afflictions of the Messiah in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church. Wherefore I am made a what? Minister. Ron Dalton is not a minister. According to the dispensation, look that word up, of the Most High, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of the Most High. Now that word dispensate is the word dispense. Like some prophets were given dispense more things to some than others. Like Isaiah, he received a big dispensation, right? Or dispensed to him. That's why there's many books. What is that? Isaiah, I think it's 66 books. And Isaiah is 52 books in Jeremiah. Then you have Obadiah, which what did the Most High dispense to him? Only one chapter, a powerful chapter, but one chapter. John, he wrote many books. Paul wrote most of the epistles in the New Testament. It's a dispensation of the Most High, which is given to me for you, the Israelites, to fulfill the word of the Most High. Even the mystery, we're going to deal with that word mystery, which have been hid from ages and generations, but now is made what? Manifest to his saints, and even more so now. Now it says Gentiles, but it's talking about Israelites. So let's deal with the word mystery. The word is mysterion in the Greek. From a derivative of mo, to shut the mouth. So the word mouth is from the Greek, which means the thing that you speak with and eat with. But it means to shut the mouth, because this is not given certain people. The Most High going to shut your mouth for you not to tell them the secrets. And see, now the Most High is telling us to tell the secrets, speak it on the housetops. But what the Most High is going to do, or he's doing, is he's closing their ears. He said, yeah, you can tell the secrets to people. Yeah, Esau asked you about what this is all about. Tell them the whole truth. Anything they want to know about the scriptures and about the plans of the Most High, tell them the truth, because they're not going to get it anyway. They're not going to believe it. And this is why Ron Dalton cannot get it, and he came against us. So these are some of the meanings. Hidden thing, secret, mystery. When you tell us, if you go on TV and you say, I'm going to tell my secret to everybody, but don't tell nobody, that's not a secret. you have 10 friends, and something happened in your life where you don't want to tell your whole friends, but your best friend, your closest friend, you said, let me tell you what's going on, but don't tell nobody. This, that, and the third. And that person might just go ahead and tell one person, the other person, and everybody knows. So the Most High gave us these secrets, these mysteries, but he told us to tell the people the mysteries that you got, and they're not going to believe you. Ezekiel 3rd chapter. They will not forbear. Like I've been saying, it's a waste of time to even give Sarnetta the light of day. And lately I've been going on Sarnetta's page, and basically it's a bunch of different, well, it's new faces because the old faces don't want to deal with them. It'll be a couple of years and they come back. And it's the same old comedic thing. Them guys ain't going back to Africa. If there's a war in Africa, they're not going to say, well, these are my brothers in Africa. Let me go and fight. Look, the people of Ukraine, you have Ukrainians that live in America. Those men are going back to Ukraine to fight. So if there's a major war going on in the land of Kemet, why aren't you Negroes in America going over here to fight? Because you're full of shit. And nobody should be there, man. And I know you, Captain Tazarak, I know you love the hot white spotlight, but you have no business being around those guys. Period. Generally, mystery, religious secrets, confided only to the initiated, the elect, and not to ordinary mortals. Well, I'm going to say this again. The Most High said, you got the secret, tell the secret, but I'm going to make their ears where they don't stop the ears up where they don't see it. A hidden or secret thing, not obvious to the understanding. A hidden purpose or counsel, secret will of men, of the Most High, the secret counsel which govern the Most High in dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from ungodly and wicked men, but plain to the godly. So Esau doesn't know that this place is getting ready to be destroyed and that he's going to go into captivity. And rabbinical, the small hats are not going to believe us because they really believe that they're the people of the Most High. And I know that for a fact because I worked with them. Those people that you did, the Hasidim, the Babacha, I dealt with them from Brooklyn, Muncie, Harris, New York. And you talk to them, mostly the men, and they really believe that they're the people. You know, the elite didn't tell them that we're really not the people, but they really believe that they're the people. They honestly believe that they're the people. But it's the elite of them that know that they're not the people. That's why they come against us, mainly One West. They ain't coming against Ronald Dalton. He's still selling his movies. And that movie from 2018 is $40 to buy the movie. And they said after this Kyrie thing, them sales skyrocketed. So he's probably a millionaire. In rabbinic writings, it denotes the mystery or hidden sense of an Old Testament saying, which are the prophecies, Daniel and Ezekiel, Jeremiah and Isaiah, Obadiah, Joel, Zechariah, of an image or form seen in a what? In a vision. Ron Dalton didn't have no visions. Of a dream, which is a vision. A dream is a dream. You eat a bad tuna fish sandwich, you have a dream. You see a woman that you see out there with a fat butt, and you be thinking about all day, then you dream about her. Dreams come in a multitude of business. So your business was into looking at big booty, so you started dreaming about them. Greek, a hidden thing, secret, mystery, mysteries, religious secrets, not obvious to the understanding, like of mortal men. And the secret to the Superman's Kal-El's power was kryptonite. And you know, kryptonite is an actual element. If you go to the table of periodic table of elements, I remember that in school. One of the elements is actually krypton. But krypton also means something that's hidden, a crypt. So if you know the secret of Superman's power, you can use it against him. Hey, what was that movie? Was it The Man of Steel? That movie that they made, which is the best one that they made with General Zod, and he went on General Zod's spaceship, and General Zod used a world engine to change the atmosphere of the planet to that of kryptonite, the planet Krypton. When Kal-El got on the ship, he almost fainted. He got sick, and he said, like he General Zod pretty much called him a damn Uncle Tom. He said, "Man, you can't even breathe our atmosphere, man. You've been around these motherfucking humans for so long. You've been around them. You breathing their same goddamn air." All right. So let's read some of these precepts. I was going to go into a lot more precepts, but I did a lot of yapping, so I'm going to get ready to close. Anyway, Mark 13, verse 11, he has said unto them, because it is given unto you, the prophets, that have been chosen. And another thing, he doesn't believe in reincarnation, and that's easy. You want to debate any of us on reincarnation, you're going to lose miserably. To know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. And what's the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven? That the kingdom of heaven is only for the Israelite. It shall not be left unto other people. And that the other nations are going to go into captivity. The ones that's going to get kicked in the ass the hardest are the Edomites, not the sons of Japheth, of the kingdom of heaven. But to them, it is not given. If you're not a prophet, you're not going to be given these secrets. And when we tell you the secrets, when we reveal the secrets to you, if you're not a prophet, you're gonna buck up against what we're telling you. If you're a prophet, you're gonna see it. Mark 4, verse 11. And he said unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them, the other Israelites that are not of the 1/3 of the elect, that are without and other nations, all these things are done in parables. Remember, he spoke in parables and he explained the parables to the disciples of Matthew 13 and 12, Luke 8 and 10. And he said unto you, it is given to it. And he said unto you, it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. So we know what's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. But to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand. Romans 11:25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant, not know of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceit. Conceit means it's all about whatever I say. Like the Kemetic community, the Moors, Islam, Farrakhan. Farrakhan been on top for so long, so he just knows he has the truth, and he's nowhere near the truth. And he could be an agent too. So Farrakhan these Kemetic guys, these Moors, these Vocab Malone, these Christians, these Baptists, these other Israelites, these Old Testament Israelites, they're wise in their own what? Conceits. Their blindness in part, because they're blinded. You know when Dalton's gonna wake up, if the Most High ultimately opens up his eyes, or he'll wake up in the kingdom. Their blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. What does it mean by Gentiles? The rest of the Israelites and the Gentiles' state of mind come into this until all the elect is gathered, the 144,000, ultimately the great multitude. I mean, I don't got to read anymore. Most High, or Amos 3:7, the Most High will do nothing but he revealeth the secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me just look up that word, and then I'm going to close. Amos. Amos 3. So Yahweh the Most High will do nothing but except he revealeth his secret unto his servant, the prophet. Let's look up the word secret in the Hebrew. The word is sawad. And look up the word yasad. Right, lay foundation, establish, to fix or seat themselves close together. Right, Moses, what he did, he woke up different prophets and he brought them together. Let me see. So what means council, assembly, council of familiar conversation, which means that you all speak the same thing. If Ron Dalton was around us and we start speaking about the scriptures, we won't have to ask him to leave or stay and listen and shut up. He's on a low level. He's a Padawan. He's a kid. Divine circle of family, friends, assembly, company, council, secret council, familiar, converse, intimacy with the Most High. And why did the Most High give you these secrets? Because he loved you. O my soul, come not thou unto their secret. Job, hast thou heard the secret of the Most High? Well, that's a beautiful one. This is a beautiful precept. Hast thou heard the secret of the Most High? And doest thou restrain wisdom to thyself? Let me read that again. Job 15, verse 8. Hast thou heard the secret of the Most High? And thus thou restrain wisdom to thyself. So all you guys, and I've been speaking about this for the last couple of months, all you guys that got this knowledge at one time and another, one Westers or whatever, and you fall out, that's not a good, you're not in the elect. They went out from among us. Job 19:19, all my inward friends abhor me, and they whom I love are turned against me. The elect among your friends are going to love you. The ones that are not elect, they're going to turn against you. Or that happened at the Cornelius Council with Bishop Nathaniel. I mentioned his name because there were many others, but they all went back into the world, and they're all going to get Parag when they're all going to eat a missile. But what they did was they pushed us they kicked us out of the school. They literally kicked us out of the school. Then they tried to get us to come back to the school, and we wasn't having it. It says, all my inward friends, the ones that I was in this circle with as brothers, abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me, because we were close at one time. So what happened? They turned against us. The stone that the builder rejected become the chief cornerstone. That's talking about YAHAWASHI, but it's also talking about the men under Yahawah Bashem YAHAWASHI. Ooh, Psalm 25, verse 14, the secret of Yahweh is within them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. So you people that can't see it because you don't fear the Most High. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.